to go back to answer your other question about like people like Marilyn Manson in my life, or my husband, for example, you know, he writes extremely dark lyrics, which, you know, now that we're at a certain point, he you know, he does plan on retiring a lot of songs that he won't sing anymore. Like, people change, you know, like I've said some really cringy and awful things in my past interviews that I'm like, oh, I hope nobody ever looks that up. Or even the books I've written in the past, I'm like, oh, I was a 20-year-old dumb kid. Like, you know, that's not who I am anymore, you know. I met Marilyn Manson through sobriety, you know. I believe he just celebrated 2 years of sobriety now. And like I said, that was a little bit of a gateway for me to like find my way back to God. And so I happily facilitated a friendship over that. You know, I believe that all people have the ability to change. You know, Ted Bundy on his like last, you know, final interview before being killed, had turned his life to God. And so I just feel like why would I turn away my friends who know where I stand on things and know that I will always be an open door if ever the time comes that they have a question, because that happened for me, you know, like when I made my way back, like I remember I called my friend Tara, like my friend Tara never like, you know, banished me, you know, because of the dumb things that I said and did, you know, and we're still very close now because of it, you know. And so I feel like when people say things like that, like, oh, how could you be friends with them? It's like, what do you think I should do? Should I just leave this guy with a bad taste of what Christianity looks like? Yeah. You know, like, no, I'm not. And I'm still going to love my friends who are, you know, I have friends who are prostitutes. I have friends who are drug addicts. I have friends who are, you know, going through really rough times, or, you know, people who are cheating on their spouses. This is not all of my friends, obviously, but I have people that go through things, and like, you know, and I pray for them just as much. And I wish that, like, I think that's what I wish the most was, like, if these people genuinely cared about me or my husband, instead of like picking us apart or picking him apart, like, I would hope that you would just pray for us instead, you know, because it's already like hard enough in real life to, like, you know, live through a lot of this stuff, you know, and like then to just publicly like harass or humiliate you, you know. Yeah. And also too, like, I don't know, when I look at people, I just don't understand what you're going through, you know. Like, I remember tattooing a man who like accidentally killed his only son, you know, and he got a portrait of you know, that was paying homage, and it's like, how are you still here, you know? And like, I remember that day I was like pulling out of my tattoo shop and I was leaving, and I saw him, you know, bandaged up, and he was crossing the street to go back to his car, and I'm at the stoplight, and he's just passing people. I'm like, the people that are passing him have no idea what this man's carrying right now. And it's like, I mean, it's like, and we just treat each other so poorly all the time, you know, just like, look what he's wearing. So look at, you know, it's like, man, you just don't know, you know? Yeah. Like, even the people that hate me, I'm like, oh man, they got to be miserable in their own life. Like, I'm not going to just be like, let me go look at your profile, because you're probably pretty easy to break down too, you know? Yeah. But I just think like, oh man, like, you must not have a fun life. Like, you know?
You just don't know.
Yeah, you just don't know. So yeah, I love Marilyn Manson. I think he's a good guy, and I think he's actually, like, you know, making a lot of deep, meaningful changes that it's not my place to talk about that for him. But like, if you knew, you'd feel bad about criticizing, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are just very unfamiliar. Yeah. Like, with the world. And I listen to your story, and I think about people that are in your circles, like the ones that you listed, who don't know Christ at all, and are looking, like we all did at one point, for that happiness and satisfaction. Like, everyone's just looking for that thing that lasts. Like, will something just keep me stable forever? Yeah. And it can't be found outside of Christ. It's so obvious to me, like, that the Lord is going to use you and your testimony for these friends that you have. That maybe the outside world does look at someone like Marilyn Manson or other people in your circle and think, wow, like, you know, they're my enemy, or they hate me and what I stand for, or they can't be redeemed. But you know personally that we're all just people. Yeah. They're all just people, all looking for the same things that we're all looking for. Yeah. And I just think that you're in such a unique position that a lot of people are not, to help show those people like where the love is that actually lasts and satisfies.
or just to even see it as an option.